Hello everybody, this is Anna, also known as Anna Nitta on Ravelry, and on the screen now you can see where you else can find me in the internet. Feel free to contact me, follow me, enter our Ravelry group, because that's the place where you have to be to participate in most of our knit-alongs. Some I will run, or I did in the past already, via Instagram. That's the place where I'm most active, but I check my Ravelry very often the day. So yeah, so if you want to know something, if you want to ask something or have suggestions, contact me the best way via Instagram or Ravelry. But you can also write an email. So there are so many ways to contact me if you want to. Yes, a very warm welcome to all the new viewers who want to check me out. I so hope you will enjoy the show. And if you enjoy the show, please give me a thumb up and maybe subscribe. So in that way you will always get, if you click on the clock, you will get an alert when I upload vlogs or a new episode. So you never miss an episode if you don't want to miss an episode. And now a big thank you to all the returning viewers. You're so awesome. You're just awesome. Thank you very, very much. We are very near to reaching 1,000 subscribers. That's great. Maybe we will reach them. And when we hit the goal, I will gift a Ravelry pattern up to 10 euro. So $10, 10 euro. Doesn't matter this €1 or dollar difference, I don't know, of your choice. So I will, right after hitting the 1,000 subscriber mark, I will choose out of the subscribers randomly, and yeah, and then you will get the pattern. In this episode, I will show you a lot of knitting, sewing, crocheting, a bit mail, happy mail, or I recently started to watch Nordic Stitches, and she always calls it party in the mailbox. I like that phrase, party in the mailbox. I like it. So I had and have party in the mailbox. I have one finished object, and yeah, I think we should start. Just a tiny little, the last organization hint I want to put here is that I'm hosting a fall along. I did such a bad job because I never mentioned it, I think 2 times. But there are so many entries in our FO. Was it an FO thread? Oh, I'm such a bad podcaster. I'm sorry. The problem is, I just arrived home. I was the weekend in Vienna. Now it's 7:00 p.m. and I had a very good reason why I'm podcasting so late, but I will come to this later. And so hop over to Ravelry, put your, I think it's a finished object. You will read it on the screen now because I will check it while editing. And there are so many lovely fall objects. If you want to know the rules, how you can enter a project and which projects are allowed and so on, you have to check my website, annanittayarns.com. There you will find the show notes and also the rules on the knit-alongs tab. Yeah. And my dog is barking randomly. Ruff, 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 ruff. It's like, I'm so exhausted, I don't want to bark, but I think I have to. Ruff, 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 ruff. Okay. That's the knit along which runs now, and the next knit along, and the fall along will go till the end of November, so the 30th of November, and the next one will start. Wow, it's parallel. Yeah, the next one will start this coming Saturday, the 25th of November. It will go to the 25th of December, so Christmas Day, and it's called the Advent Along. I did it last year already, and you liked it, I liked it, and I I think it will be our tiny little tradition. And this time, and I'm so glad to announce this, I will host this knit along. Oh, and not, I'm sorry, it's a make along with Nina from, also known as Ine, from the This Old Knit podcast. You can find her on Ravelry and on Instagram as Ine, E-E-N-A-E. And she's Nina. And she's great, and I like her so much. And thank you, Nina, for all the nice words you had for me in your today's or yesterday's episode. So the Advent Along is very, we don't have many rules. So we have an FO thread in her podcast, no, in her Ravelry group, I'm sorry, and a chatter thread in my group, and we will draw winners from both. She will draw a winner from the FO thread, and I will draw a winner from the chat and whip and inspiration, and put everything else than FOs there thread. And it has to be Christmassy, so Christmas colors, so red, green, or Christmas colorway names, or Christmas patterns in the name, something Christmassy, or anything related to Christmas, like a garland, stockings, ornaments and stuff. But it's not okay just to say, oh, it's a gift for Christmas. That won't be a project you can enter. But otherwise, you can enter everything related to Christmas. If it looks like Christmas, the name is Christmas, or you decorate your house with this on Christmas. And you can craft whatever you want. You can weave, stitch, sew, knit, crochet. Are there other things? Okay, in my I don't know, I don't think that Nina would do this, but I also allow coloring books or coloring books. So, for example, the Joanna Besford sorry, Christmas coloring book. So, stop here. Alongs. Every rule you find, all the rules you find on my website. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, I will start with finished objects after I had a sip of tea. And after I talked to my dog. So, okay, I talked to my dog and I hope he is quiet now. I'm drinking, just in case you're interested, out of my huge Christmas mug. I'm drinking Sonnentor tea. It's chocolate mint. This brand is so brilliant. It's an Austrian company, and I already posted in a comment under a episode of Nordic Stitches, because she received last year the tea advent calendar. No, this year it was Vlogemba, I think. The tea advent calendar from Sonnentor, and I had this several times. And I gifted it several times to people, and they have so great teas, really delicious, good teas, and they are only producing biological and sustainable. So it's a very good company. No, my dog still wants to bark. Okay, let's start with finished objects. My only finished objects are Christmas presents I sewed. So, oh my gosh, the smell. These are my lavender bags, and I will just show you what I did. If you had smell-o-vision now, you would be blown away by intense lavender smell. So I think the ones I didn't, yes, I finished 3 of this. Smells so good. 3 of this. And these are all fabrics I was gifted by Rabitats. And they are so pretty. And it's so much fun to work with them. It's so good quality. And I already chose some. And some I cut already. Yes. The other fabrics I want to make lavender bags out of. And then these are not from her. I was going to make a quilt top out of them, but now I'm over the colors. Like, I like the colors and I like the fabric, but they don't fit to my decoration in my flat. So I pre-cut them already, but I will sew bags out of these also. And here are some from Rabitats again. I just show some because you will see them, I guess, next week in the FO thread. FO thread segment. Yeah. This is very awesome. Very delicate. Yes, it's so much fun. I was listening to Christmas music and I had my Räuchermännchen. This angel is a Räuchermännchen, smoking man, but it's a smoking angel. It's a very cheap one, but someday I think I will allow me to buy a wooden one, a wooden carved one from Germany. It's a very German thing. The Austrians don't have this, but they know it, but it's not a big tradition. Not every family has one. But in Germany, you see it everywhere. And you put in these the smoking blackheads, I will call them now. I showed them in the last episode, yes. And I lit one. This time it's incense. Christmas incense. And the last I was using were pine tree. And I stocked up. Or do I only have to say I stocked? I stocked them because I need a lot in the Advent time. And as I told you, I extend the Advent time. And I already was very successful doing that because, yeah, at the end of the episode, I will do some blathering. Okay, that's my only finished object for this week. No, that was a lie. There is another finished object, but it's not for me. It's in a shopping bag. This is a, let's say, famous yarn cafe in Vienna in the 3rd district. And someone asked me, I hate the word ask in past tense, asked me if I could knit her a hat. And I did, and I finished it. It's out of baby alpaca, and I asked her, because I had much left, if she want to have a pom-pom, and she said, yes, do this. I will put it on my head now, and then never again, because it's not for me, you know. It's not mine, but I want to show you how it fits. Yeah. It's very soft, very nice. I knit the first 2 rounds with 4mm needles. The dog, I don't know if you can hear him. And the rest of the head with 4.5. The pattern suggested 5mm, but I'm a loose knitter. I always need much smaller needles. At least the smallest needle on the tag of the yarn, but sometimes even smaller. Yeah. It was a very quick knit. It's brioche. It's just simple brioche. 2 pearls. The first 2 rounds were 2 pearls and 1 knit stitch, and then the brioche stitch and 2 pearls. Brioche stitch and 2 pearls. It's so easy. So easy. Brioche in the round, it's a walk in the park. But I tried 2-colored brioche, flat. I wasn't able to get my brain around it. But also, I don't like the look of it. I'm sorry. The only pattern I really like, two-colored brioche, is the Half Moon Oracle or the Full Pie Oracle shawl by Christian Lira from the Yarngasm podcast. That's a segment of the shawl and it looks good. Yeah. But the other projects, mostly I don't like in two colors. So that was my last finished object. And now I come to works in progress. Okay. In my Christmas bag, I have my Christmas gift knitting supplies. I didn't crochet stars, but I was knitting on the socks for my dad. So, when I last showed you this sock, I stopped here. Some rounds under the ribbing. Yes, and that's how much I did. Oh no! There's another finished object. A tiny, tiny, tiny little finished object. And I will grab it in just a minute. And this time I will do it because in the last episode I said, oh, I will grab the pom-pom maker in just a minute, and I didn't. I'm sorry. Yeah. So this is how much I did. And because it's a, let's say, semi-solid, or is it? No, it's not really a semi-solid. I don't know how you call this. I wouldn't even know the word in German. It was so boring. And then I stopped. But I already have one finished sock. And I will go on with this soon because I can finish it so quick. Because sock-wise, I'm a really quick knitter. For me, I think for me it's quick. So, and now I will grab the other tiny project. I'm looking there. Because it's hanging there, and that gave me a sock kick again, and now I want to knit all the socks. Just wait. Last year I had, like this year, the Opal Advent calendar, the minis, and last year I only used them for my blankets, for the scrappy blankets, but this year I want to do Vlogmas, and that inspired me to do something special every day in Advent. And I saw the podcast by The Knitting Type. She's also The Knitting Type on Instagram. But I don't know if she's still podcasting. I think the last episode was out 9 months ago or so. That's a pity because she's great and she inspired me a lot. And she did mini socks as an ornament. And I watched a Arnie and Carlos tutorial. I subscribed their channel. I didn't know that they had one. And just to see how many stitches they would cast on. And I did 28 stitches. And then I don't count rows. Germans don't count rows in sock knitting. I always hear podcasters saying, oh, okay, I do 15 rounds of ribbing, then 50 rounds the leg, then the heel, and then so and so many rounds for the foot. I measure. I don't want to count. Maybe someone can tell me how you do this. Do you have a checklist? Round 1, 2, 3. I can't imagine me doing this. Yes, and I thought, okay, up to here, that's a long leg. That's pretty. I knit a wrap and turn heel. And then, as with the leg, I knit so long as I thought. It's a good relation, or not relation. The German word relation would be correct in this way, but proportion. Now I come up with all the Latin words. I'm sorry. I didn't want to have the foot much longer or as long as the leg. So I wanted the foot to be a bit shorter than the leg. To have it kind of a stocking. So that was a test knit. I think it's so cute. But I think it's a bit, for my Christmas tree this year, it's a bit too big. Because I was thinking to do it for an advent calendar. And then I thought, who would receive it? I can't give it away. I can't do a advent calendar out of 24 socks. It's a lot of work. It's a tiny sock, but it takes, I don't know, 2-3 hours for me. And so I thought, ornaments for the Christmas tree. So I think I will do four stitches less. Yeah, 4 stitches less, and then I think it would be the right size. For an advent calendar, I think it would be good. A Hershey. Yeah. It's small. I wouldn't only put one. I could eat it now. Yes, I would do. Sorry. I'm a bit hungry. My neighbor gifted them to me because she knew how much I like them. And I gifted her a lot of mine because she saw that I have them. And she said, oh, where did you get them? And I said, a brilliant, lovely American sent them to me. And now she received some and she shared them with me. I'm sorry, it's rude to eat in front of the camera, I think. Okay. And this tiny sock gave me a kick. After that, I started to knit on my father's socks again. And now I thought, oh my gosh, there are only 2 weeks left now for our fall along. And I haven't finished one fall sock pair. So that is leading us to my fall project bag I sewed. Oh, by the way, a lovely viewer asked me if I could sew her a bag and she would pay me and stuff. So I will do my first paid sewing order. And I love this. I think it's very, very nice. So, okay. I would say it's not a finished object, but I have a hoe. It's totally out of order today. Again, not really prepared. Okay, I finished my opal fall sock. Sorry. I will put them on a sock blocker. Just a minute. I haven't woven in the ends because it was a disaster this weekend with my knitting tools. I had nothing with me, only the projects and no notions pouch because I forgot it. Okay, I will come to the story later. So this is my opal fall sock. I hope you will read the colorway on the screen because I don't have it on mind now, but I will find it out for you. It's such a pretty colorway in my opinion. It's Halloweeny fall-y for me. Can I say fall-y? Can I make an adjective out of a season? Tell me. And I knit a very long leg, as you can see, because I was just in the mood for it. Normally I would prefer a long rib. The rib goes from here to here. And wait, I can measure it for you. No, this is broken. I need another measuring tape. But I think I have to cut out a lot today. So I have this nice Knit Pro ruler with needle gauge. So the ribbing measures a bit more than 3 inches, 3¼ inch. Yeah, 3¼ inch. So for the German watchers, viewer, 8 centimeters. I like it, and I only do this when I like the patterning sock. I wouldn't do this with, or not often with, plain white yarn. So, and I decided to only do the contrasting heel and toe because I wanted to start immediately with the fun part, and the fun part is the self-patterning sock. And I think it's great. I don't always have to do a contrasting cuff because, I'm sorry, but this is awesome. It's just awesome. Okay. I could fold it. I don't really wear it folded often. I just like a long cuff. It's just cozy. It's more cozy. And the heel and the toe is knit out of a no brand contrasting white you always see on my socks, because white is my most favorite contrasting color for socks. And yeah, I cast on 64 stitches. I used 2.5mm needles. I used the Knit Pro Symphonies, 15 centimeters, so 6 inches. I always use the 6 inches, and I prefer them over the 8 inches. I think 8 inches are 20 centimeters, and the normal standard DPN set back then, when our grandmas were knitting, I think were 20 centimeters, so I think 8 inches. But I prefer the smaller ones, and I think the most of us do, because you don't have so much needle in your hand. Yeah, and that's it. Okay, now I think I want to talk a bit about sock knitting today. So I watch so many English speaking podcasts, and the podcasters are from the various countries, but they all are so cryptic regarding sock knitting. The first I already said, for example, you count rows. Sarah from Love Sock Quill podcast also always says how many rows she knit on the leg or the foot. I always measure, and our charts we have in Germany, whether they come with the yarn itself or comes with the pattern, or it's on the website of the brand of the yarn. You always get the charts with the foot sizes, so the shoe sizes, and then how many centimeters you have to knit before starting the toe. So in my case, because I'm a 39 European, you will read the US size on the screen. That means I need measured from the middle of the toe towards the spot where not toe. From the middle of the heel towards the spot where the toe have to start. In my case, it's 20 to 21 centimeters. I always look how the yarn behaves, how stretchy it is, and then I decide if I knit 20 or 21 centimeters. And in this case, I knit 20 centimeters because it's a thicker yarn. It's like it feels more stretchy and more slouchy. And I like it. I like it very much. So, and after finishing this, I started this one today. No. Yesterday in the evening, I did the second one. And yeah, yesterday I came, I think, to here, and this is all I knit today. So if the yarn is funny and makes something, and you can always see, I want to do the next stripe, and it's a very long repeat. It goes from here to here. You always want to see the next repeat, or I don't know, it like it was knitting itself. And I really appreciate and admire all the pretty indie dyed yarns and the Americans or the foreign, let's say foreign, not German yarns or not Austrian yarns very much. But I'm coming back to my roots now and really love Opal and Regia. So this is Opal. Or is it Regia? I think it's Opal. But it really wouldn't matter now because I like the both brands very much. And I think they really improved themselves because the colorways are getting prettier and more seasonal. Now they hopped on the bandwagon and realized that we want to have seasonal yarns, or let's say fandom yarns, or inspired by something famous like painters or flowers, or they have themes like themes in their collections now, and that's brilliant. So, and then there was a thing, My dog is still barking. We went outside. We were for a walk already. And now I realize, and now I remember it right. After finishing this, I didn't start this. I did start my other second fall sock, and I started the next sock with these needles, so 2.5 millimeter. And while I was knitting, I realized, oh no, I was knitting the first sock, and it's so long ago already. I think it's more than a year ago. I knit the first sock on 2 millimeter needles because that was the time where I hope it wasn't too scratchy. I'm doing this next to the microphone because I was starting to trying out my gauge and other stitch amount and so on. So here I just show it once, and now I flip it because it looks strange like this. Okay, this is the first sock, and this I finished, let's say, a year ago, more than a year ago, I think. And this is an Austrian indie dyed yarn out of Styria. And again, it's the same contrasting white, this time a 1x1 ribbing. I don't do that often because it's not fun, but this stays on my leg longer and doesn't become slouchy so fast. Yeah. And I think it's very nice. It was one of my, I can't talk today. It was one of my first sparkle yarns. It's very pretty. And yeah. Then I was knitting with the wrong needles. I knit them with the fresh empty needles from this sock. So the 2.5 millimeters. And then I thought, what is going on? The stripes are getting so thick. I mean, look at this. I mean, what is going on? So I think I will rip it back. Or should I go on and just... So the point is, I knew I wanted to knit on them, and I didn't have my Notions pouch and the addition tools with me. Normally, always when I go to Vienna for the weekends to be with my boyfriend, I take too much with me because I want to have the choice of different projects and tools, and normally I always take this thing with me, and in this pouch is everything I need: darning needles, clippy markers, stitch markers, scissors, a pencil, everything, just a hook, everything. So, and this time I really needed all of this the weekend, and I didn't have it with me. So I went to the yarn shop And there was this conversation. Oh my gosh. Okay. Because I needed 2mm needles. I went to the yarn shop. Let's take a sip of tea first. Saturday in the morning. And I went there and said, good morning, hello. Do you have DPNs? Because I always knit my socks on DPNs. That's for me the most enjoyable way to knit socks. And she said, yes, we do. And I asked her, okay, which brands do you have? And then what do you mean by brands? And I explained to her, so there are so many different producers and so many different needles. You have birch needles, other wooden needles, bamboo needles, metal needles, and so many different metal needles like carbons, zincs, and so on. And their eyes were getting bigger and bigger, and many question marks around. And then I asked, okay, do you have wooden or metal needles? We have bamboo and metal. And I thought, oh no. I already knew which brands she will offer me. Oh, Benny's hearing something. And then I asked her if she has the 15 centimeters also. I think it's normal, a normal question. All the questions I ask are normal in the normal knitting scene. It's totally normal. And she, what you all want to know. And I already knew, okay, let's just grab the stupid, cheap needles I won't knit with. And then I took them. They are from Prim. It's a very good brand in many ways because I have, for example, my crochet hook, my first better crochet hook is this brand. And the hook is brilliant. It's perfect. It's very good quality, but their knitting needles are horrible. It's this kind of metal which makes so scratchy noises. I can try if you can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it. Can you hear it? They are horrible and they are not slick enough for me. And these were the needles I learned to knit with many years ago in school, with acrylic yarn. No one in the knitting scene I like uses them anymore. So I knit some rounds and then I decided, no, I don't enjoy this. I will keep them on hold, and now I have the fresh needles to knit the second sock for these. So yeah. I don't know if it will bother me. I will rip back. But ripping back, I did it today because at the point I had to knit the heel, I started the toe. And I don't like ripping back and then picking up the live stitches. I did the method I already talked about. I go under the point where I want to rip back to. So in this case, it would be the first round after the ribbing because the ribbing would be too complicated for me. And then I pick up one leg of every stitch. So you need another pair of DPNs or whatever kind of needles you use. And then I only pick up one leg like so, yeah. You pick it up like this, but only in the stitch, You pick up one leg of every V stitch all around with the 4 needles. And then you take the other needles out and rip back, and it's like an afterthought lifeline. I saw this on, I think, Very Pink Knits, and if I find the video, I will link it in the show notes. It's the best way for me to rip back. So I think I would do this, but not today. It's too late already. I will have to cut so much in this video. Yeah. And then maybe I can put it here. I was Saturday my boyfriend went with me to the most pretty Christmas market in whole Vienna. It's the Schönbrunner Christmas market. It's in front of the castle, and it's awesome because they don't have cheap made in China stuff. They only have really handcrafted products. There's someone out there with very loud music. I will let the dog in. He's going wild next door. So, and every year I buy their lavender, and they so cute lavender bags and figures they fill with lavender. And this year I bought this mouse, and here you can open it and refill it, and it smells so intense that I'm going to bed much earlier than my boyfriend because he has another rhythm. He stays awake till, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning, and his day starts about noon. And I'm a morning person, so I go asleep earlier, much earlier, many hours earlier. So, okay. And I told him, I will go to bed now. And I laid down, and then I thought, I want to smell this mouse. Came back in the living room and told him, I just want to sniff on my mouse. I'm falling asleep. And he was laughing and said, that's cute. And when he came to bed, so like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, he said, darling, I have to put the mouse away. The whole room smells like lavender. I said, okay, it's okay. And then I slept on. He doesn't like the smell of lavender. That's the thing I have to say in addition. And it is very intense. And the seller comes from Nuremberg, which is in Bavaria. And in Nuremberg is one of the most favorite and most famous Christmas markets. Yeah. Mouse. And they had turtles, and the English read for the next one you will see on the screen, Rochen, and very, very many different shapes and stuff. And then I bought this tiny little lavender soap. Nina, I'm so sorry for you if you're watching, because you're allergic to lavender, and that's so sad because it's such a nice smell. And I bought lavender oil. I will use it for some Christmas gifts because I want to produce bathing bombs. I don't know if you also call them bombs, but it's made of, I don't know the English word for all the ingredients. I'm sorry. I will put a photo here, then you can see. Do you have Lush in the US? They sell them, and I want to do them. I want to make them and gift them for Christmas. And one sort I want to do with lavender. Yeah, okay. That was just a squeezed in blathering segment. I'm sorry. Then I have another work in project. It's a crochet project. And it's finally a Christmas shawl. I finally found a project for the Wool & Vine yarn Stack the Halls colorway. I love the lovely Nina. Again, Nina. I'm talking about Nina all the time. Gifted me the year before last year. Oh, yes. It's very, very early after starting to podcast. And I started a sock, and then I decided, no, it's not. It's too special for a sock, and I wanted to make a shawl out of this, and then I didn't find a pattern which is good for this yarn, and so I decided I will do crochet because it's a very speckly yarn, and yeah, crochet is good for that. So it's in the V pattern. The so-called V pattern. It's just in every stitch a double crochet, a chain stitch, and then a double crochet, all in the same stitch. haven't finished it. The red border will be like 6 to 8 inches, I guess. Yeah, it's the Deck the Halls colorway on the Volca base. And I think it's very, very pretty and mega soft. Yeah. And it will block out very good, I think. He found his duck. Benny, gib mal her. This one. It's a present from my boyfriend when he was a puppy. And he wants to have this now. Benny, willst du das haben? Oh, sorry, that was bad. Yeah. And the contrasting red is just a sheep yarn, the same no-name brand I do my contrasting heels always with. And yeah, I will go on with the red until I, let's say, have a width of 140 centimeters. So my arm span. I want to do my whole arm span. Yeah. Now I'm like so. Yeah. Yeah. It's like so. I still have to go on a bit. Benny, komm mal her. Mit der Ente. Komm her mit der Ente. Mit der Ente. Nein. Okay. Yeah. And I was worrying if it will look good next to my skin, and I think it does. Okay, wo ist die Ente? Du hast die doch mitgebracht. Wo ist die Ente? Okay. I take the duck now. Yeah. Okay. That's my Christmas shawl. I want to have it finished by the Advent time. So I have a finished object Christmas related for the Advent time. And then, just a forecast, I want to go on while doing the Advent along. Also made by me. I want to do my Kevin socks by Molly's Homespun House Kevin colorway. Made out of, not by. Sorry. I'm not so happy that I did the blueberry waffle. Because the striping... Earthquake by my dog. Cables, tripod, many legs. Penny, yeah. Because this striping is so awesome. But I don't see me ripping back that sock the 4th time. Because I had so much trouble to find out how I want to knit this. I will stay with this. I hope to get another Kevin colorway someday. I already cast on the cuff. And I think I will have enough left for the heel, but I don't think that I will have enough for the toes. So I think the toes will be white. Or green, I will see. I need chocolate. Milka strawberry chocolate. I need it. I didn't have dinner until now. I love chocolate. I love strawberry chocolate. Okay. Let me check if I have other objects. Another purchase I did. It's this hook. A 10mm hook. I don't know the US size. It's huge. It's again Prim. So Prim. The same brand I have my hook from. It's very, hook-wise, very good brand. Because I needed this huge thing for this ball of yarn to make a head out of this. Oh, I have to correct myself. Yeah. I didn't say this, I think. Yeah. A viewer asked me if my crocheted puff stitch head lets too much wind in. And I said, no, it's completely fine because around my ears I'm warm because it's a very tight structure fabric you create. But now we had nearly around 0 degrees Celsius and it was windy, and then the dog is next to the tripod again. Okay. And then it was too cold. Benny, 9. So, yeah, I think it's not for freezing cold weather, it's not the right pattern. But for fall and plus degrees, it's okay. And maybe if I had used smaller needles, it wouldn't be so airy, because in the tutorial by Claudetta Crochet, it's not airy at all. Oh yes, and the V-stitch pattern, the double crochet changed it stitch double crochet pattern is by Claudetta Crochet also. So now we come to the mail I received. As some of you maybe know, I am swapping, or was swapping, I'm still swapping advent calendars with some viewers. Yeah, and I received the opal calendar I already showed you from Debbie, and then I received this week I think, the advent calendar by Nina. So I put them into this glass bowl, and they are little bags with the numbers on, and they are so pretty because they are glittery. And they smell like these bags smell, and that's for me a Christmas smell. So 24 bags, and then we made up the rules for us. So we said 24 bags, and then one present the 25th, because the most of you celebrate Christmas on the 25th, is should be a little present. So I don't know what's in here, but I think it's awesome. I'm sure it's awesome. And then we didn't say this, she added another present, and she wrote on it a wee, I have to look up the word, a wee gift to open during Advent season. I don't know what's in here. And a pretty card. I won't. The earthquake is created by my dog. I'm sorry. And I won't show you what she wrote, but it's a very pretty seasonal card. And now I have 2 advent calendars, and I'm only waiting for 2 more to come. I know they sent them, but I haven't received them yet. That was everything I can share with you this week. Now I come to a kind of blathering section, because it's the end of the year is nearing, and I'm already preparing my knitting review episode for the weekend of Sylvester. Benny, Haus, come here. Come mal her. Come. He's my cute baby dog. Okay, I am already preparing, as I said, the episode for Sylvester. That means a year in review of a knitter and now crocheter. And I'm already preparing get my brain around Vlogmas, because I want to start Vlogmas on December 1st. I think it would be fun. And then I also thinking about already what I want to change with my podcast, what I want to do with you, what I want to show you, which knit-alongs we want to, what I want to host and do with you. And I was thinking about, and I already wrote it into my tiny podcast notebook. I wanted to do a sweater along, but I watched Nina's episode today, and she said she will co-host with someone a adult garment along or so, and she want to run it through January, February, and March. So I don't know now if I should do this, because she already does this along. Because I'm thinking already about the Christmas Eve cast on, and this year I can do a Christmas Eve cast on because I'm a child again on Christmas, because I'm celebrating with my parents. That means I'm not the host of the Christmas Eve dinner, because we in Germany are celebrating on the 24th, and that's the day where everything happens. That's the day in some families the visitors come, where we get the presents and have the delicious and outstanding dinner and all that stuff. So when I was living with my when I in the last years I always was with someone, and I always was the hostess of the feast. So I had to cook, I had to bake, I had to prepare everything, and there isn't time at all. And then in the evening, from the afternoon till night, there is just every hour is full, and then the midnight mass has to be attended. And so, yes, but this year I'm in northern Germany. I don't think we will be able to attend a midnight mass because not many Catholics there, so not many churches. And my mother will cook. She will do her traditional dinner as every year, and I will help her, but it's totally different to help someone and then to be the main responsible person. So, and I was thinking about to start The Feathers in the Wind by Holy Locatelli, a cardigan. And I could start the sweater on Christmas Eve, and therefore I could make a sweater along. I don't know. I have to talk to Nina, because I don't know if it's rude or stupid or unpolite to do this. I wrote it here. I had my alongs written out, and the first was the sweater along. Yeah, and I'm already thinking about 2 year-long knit-alongs, because the blanket along nears the end, and how I will do the prizes in the future, because the last prize I shipped out to Agnieszka didn't arrive, and that's the second time now that this happens. Okay, I'm podcasting more than 1 year now, so maybe it's not too bad, but I told her, and we already did this, that she can choose a pattern from Ravelry up to €10, and I paid it for her and gifted it her instead of the parcel which didn't arrive. And if it arrives, she won't have to pay the pattern back, because that's stupid. But in the future, I will make giveaways in the way that I won't have to ship out of Austria to over the pond, But I shipped it to Poland, so it's not over the pond. Yeah, but it happened now twice. So I will gift Etsy gift cards, and Ravelry patterns. And if there are some people out there, for example, indie dyer or designer or so, who want to ship it directly to the person, maybe from US to US, it's not a problem. I don't know. Maybe it's the customer health or something. What is the problem? I don't know. Then contact me, and maybe you can ship it. And the shipping costs are enormously. Every bigger thing, so a big letter or a mini parcel, costs more than €20 to ship, and then it doesn't arrive, and that's stupid. So I will do digital giveaways, and yeah, I won't I will surprise you with the knit-alongs and the year-long knit-alongs, but I think I have some nice things on my mind, and I hope you will like them. I think you will like them. You're awesome, so you will like them. And that's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for subscribing and liking and the comments. And I so enjoy to answer all your nice comments and your questions. And if you want to introduce yourself, come to the Ravelry introducing thread. If you want to know something, ask me something, there is a asking thread also in our Ravelry group, but you also can contact me on all the ways I explained in the beginning of the episode. I don't know how long it will take to load up, because maybe in the night it's better. It's 8 o'clock now. I will edit it, upload it, eat something, and Benny and me will have it cozy tonight. And tomorrow my working week will start again, and we will see each other next week on Sunday. And I wish you a happy, lovely crafting week with much time for you to unwind and to rest and do the things you love, because these things make you happy. So Benny, let's say bye-bye.